Rapids best-of-5 battle. Sofia Polcanova to start with the serves level.
Polcanova, Adam played Yingsha just last month. The Singapore Smash was knocked out of that one in straight games. How is she going to approach this?
Well, knowing that she has nothing to lose. There's something refreshing about that. But it's a very personal thing. Table tennis is such a mental sport. The greatest in the game have demonstrated time and time again the difference between getting close and coming through, taking the victory. Good spin on this one. I bring that up because Yingsha is the best player in the game right now, no doubt about it. That said, 1, she's human. 2, she's beatable. Wang Manyu beat her in 4 straight games recently. And you might think, okay, world number 2, the world champion, one of China's 2 best players. But it's not the only person. Yu Hirano, Aihika Mukherjee. Players have gotten through Yingsha.
3-0.
Well, will Polcanova be one of them? She's drawn level, 3 points apiece now. Yingsha was straight out of the gates with a nice 3-love lead, and it's Polcanova now who has closed that gap.
I think tactically, just remembering making every shot count. Shorter rallies are going to favor Polcanova. There it is, a good deep push. And from the looks of it, you wouldn't be able to tell where it was going to go. This is the thing, players at this level are aware of what the common shots are from any position. And it's tough to go against your intuition, but that's exactly what Polcanova is doing. Surprise factor, absolute maxed out.
5-3.
Did really well there. You say the short rallies would favor Polcanova. That was a longer rally, and she did really well to win that point.
Right, she's not backing off the table. She's using the wingspan when the ball goes to the corners. Again, some of the best wingspan in the game. Polcanova, Manika Batra, 2 leaders of the wingspan world in the women's game. I also like that Polcanova is not taking shots with this idea that she's finishing it in one shot. She's still being abbreviated, playing compact strokes so that she can get right back into position, expecting the ball back time and time again. The back edge of the table to continue. Was it 0-3? So we're talking 7 straight points for a player who's never taken a game. This, for me, it's cathartic sometimes coming into a match, having no expectations and realizing maybe you're underappreciated. And look at this, topspin comes in, punches back, but adds a bit of her own spin for security. Shasha takes no opponents lightly, and at a champions event, everybody here is already VIP. So you can't imagine its lack of preparation. That's just how good Sofia Polcanova has been playing, and the first point in a long time for Yingsha.
Yeah, 8 straight points for the Austrian, but it's always tough, Adam, isn't it, to come to a tournament and defend your title. There is added expectation, added pressure.
It's also tough to cross the finish line. We've seen a lot of big leads. Still a long way to go. Sofia Polcanova out of the second towel break with 2 serves to come. And a parallel does it, sneaks it past down the line. Short rally. Again, physicality does often dictate your style of play. So it's quite unusual that Sofia Polcanova stays so close to the table.
5-9.
Good push here from Sha, though, using spin as a best friend in this to force Polcanova to really lift on that attack.
6-9.
I don't know what you were thinking right before this point, but I'm looking at that 5 that was there, and I'm looking at that 9, and I'm thinking, I wonder which one's going to get to 11 first, if it's even going to end there.
9-7.
Certainly, Sun Yingsha, once she gets into a rhythm, you suspect that she would look at that. Is now turned to 7. That lead of 4 or 5 points that Polcanova had is being quickly eroded.
The reverse pendulum comes out. Sha has an answer to continue. In a best of 5, you'd call a timeout right about now. So here it is. The reverse pendulum where you come around the outside of the ball. Sha with the perfect read, works with the spin, uses the backhand. Much needed conversation to try and capture game 1 after being up 8-3.
Sun Yingsha makes her way slowly back to the table. Sofia Polcanova making every second count of her timeout. And certainly, Adam, you don't like predictions, but you did predict the timeout was coming. 8-3 up, and now it's just a single point in it.
Well, when you feel the heat coming around the corner, some adjustments have to be made here. And Sha will not hesitate, not for a second.
Just so impressive from Sun Yingsha. Great comeback.
To get Sofia behind the table in this rally has not been easy. Sha's forehand, it's not just a special occasion, but it feels like it every time you see it. She recoils and recovers so quickly. 4 straight points from down 5-9, and the timeout hasn't made her blink. Inside out on the step around, she turns quickly. And 5 straight points taken back by the world #1 after 8 straight points from a player who has not yet taken a game. Not in their last encounter. Game #1, game point to Sha.
Just listen to the noise of the crowd. 11 points to 9. Sun Yingsha survives the scare to wrap up the opening game. Polcanova is going to have to wait a little bit longer if she is to take that very first game off the world #1. She hoped at various points in that one, Adam, she hoped, she dreamt she could do it, but Sun Yingsha, what a recovery from her. Sun Yingsha, 2 wins away from 100 wins. That is such an impressive statistic, Adam, given that she's only 24 as well. If she wins this one, if she wins the round of 16, she gets 100 WTT wins to her name. It is a phenomenal achievement, Adam.
Nobody else has done it. The first. Think about this. Your grandkids, when they're watching WTT through their smart thumbnail or whatever they use at that point in time, they're going to be like, the first person ever to cross 100 wins. I don't know. It's just, it hasn't been done yet. She is the most dominant woman of this era, and in the new WTT era that has brought fans in from all around the world, new fans to the sport.
Second
Just
game.
look at the stadium. Listen to the sound in
Level.
this arena. The Infinity Arena feels like it has an infinite amount of fans inside it. A little bit of humor here. Crowd acknowledging some nerves on the other side.
How about that? She's just too good. What a way to start this second game.
Quick angle there as the ball comes in on the parallel and right back. Again, against wingspan to hit it that far out of reach. Sha quick.
Love two. One, two.
Now here's one thing we can't put past Sofia POLCANOVA. She won 8 points in a row from down 0-3 against a player who's been dominant against her. It's tough to have to start back at square one or 0-0 in game 2.
2-0.
Especially without getting that first game on the scoreboard on your side. But this is the life of an athlete. You have your ups, you have your downs, you have your rainy days, but the weather changes quickly in terms of the emotions of a professional athlete in such a fast sport in a best-of-5 battle. Quality receive inside the table, right into the edge of Sha's racket. Very positive play here. Reads the top inside spin, says, you know what, I don't need too much on this. The ball's going to accelerate towards my racket anyway. She plays it for precision and placement for the win. Back in front here, POLCANOVA. As clean as can be. This is a quality shot coming in.
And great resilience as well, great mental fortitude, like you were saying, to recover from the disappointment of having that comfortable lead in the opener to being pegged back and losing the first game. And she still believes in this second, gets herself ahead again.
Look at the placement there, right where the purple lines on the table meet. Jio, they shout. They shout. Sha raises her finger here for a little bit of fortune. The serve was quite surprising. She was backpedaling to play it. Baby Buddha keeping it cool. Oh, what soft hands, that touch. Now, Fraser and I had a chance to play on this table a bit the other day. It's a wonderful table. The ball does not skid, it doesn't slide. Every bounce is especially honest. So that underspin really bites the table and keeps the ball short.
You weren't quite playing at the same level, Adam, if you don't mind my saying so.
No, we decided not to relax. We took it seriously. But, yeah, sometimes we do. No, of course not. I mean, best in the world on screen here. Back in front now. But to your point, that actually is why it's such a big factor. The amount of spin that both of these players can generate is unthinkable to even most competitive players. People who've played decades internationally, touching a pro's shot, it's just almost uncontrollable. Yet somehow they find a way, and from behind the table, Sofia POLCANOVA right back inside, getting quite close, hits the middle there, arcing. I like this. This is a trajectory that Sha's not going to practice with. This is the Hina Hayata versus Wang Yidi. This is throw a wrench in the system, break the rhythm.
7-5.
Oh my goodness. I thought that was a winning point, Adam. It was not going the way I expected it to go, and POLCANOVA just a point in it still. This is really nail-biting, fascinating stuff.
Using spin well there to make sure Sha has a lot of lifting to do on her attack. Oh, the setup was so good, but still the quality Sha brings back on the chase. That's a narrow escape for Sha. You could see it in her breathing to have to sacrifice position. This is a hot pot city, and her toes were getting into some boiling water in that point. It's Polcanova down by 2 with the serves on her side. Makes her way back in, a little bit of defense, and then quickly capitalizing, taking a step back towards the table to get on the aggressive. Look how far back Sofia is, but as soon as that ball comes to her forehand again, she's able to control. Wow, the pace, the trajectory on that shot, beautiful drive. Looking for that short side. Sha sends the opponent way wide. Polcanova taking her chances here, but 2 in front once again. It's the world number 1. It's nice to have so many options, but it's also not a coincidence. This is what incredibly hard work has done to create the player in blue we're looking at.
3 game points now for the defending champion. Only leads the 1 though, and wraps up the second game, 11 points to 7. Certainly, life was a little bit easier in that second game for Yingsha, but Polcanova showed really great belief, didn't she, Adam? She hasn't been overawed by the situation, but Yingsha just getting better and better.
The end of the game is where it counts, crossing the finish line. That final finishing forehand, the side and top spin. Sha with the answers. As you mentioned, a little bit easier. 11-9, 11-7. This is the pattern Sha wants to create.
How will Polcanova perform under pressure? A must-win game here. She hasn't managed to win a single game against Yingsha in their previous 2 meetings. This is where she needs to get that win.
Love 1.
It's so cool to be able to stay so calm when you have a fast bottle challenge serve right to the backhand corner. A good variation on the spin here. Polcanova under the middle of the table. It's quite common to see players serve half long, something where you get the receiver to hesitate. Should I attack? Should I play passively? And then with the spin variation there, it all came together well for Polcanova.
Two, 1.
It's a quality opening, but Sha's got the answer, and it's a long recovery from that big forehand stroke. And these are much tougher than they look. From that camera angle, it was actually the perfect camera angle to sort of identify. And here it is again. How much space she has. By the time that comes off the table, it's below table height. There's not much wiggle room there.
Well, a good rally. It goes the way of Polcanova. Adam, you were saying that she will want to be in these short rallies, but she more than held her own here. That was impressive.
It's a set of handcuffs that's tough to break. A lot of players want short rallies against players that are just well prepared. Sometimes this is what it takes. 5 shots before you can make the opponent uncomfortable, find them slightly off balance or out of position. And again, in this speed game, Xia sets up this step around, the pivot to play the forehand. There's that feeling of how can I escape your forehand? The short side of the table's too dangerous, and if I go any wider to the backhand, there's no table there to catch it. That's what you witnessed.
3-5.
Good long push. The unsung hero. Again, it's a defensive shot that you can use aggressively to surprise the opponent, put a little pace on it, catch them off guard. She's had her fair share of answers. She's won, what, 19 points so far?
4-5.
Make that 20. It's a question of timing. 3 close games, if you zoom out a little bit, is still going to be 3-0 if Sofia POLCANOVA doesn't take this game. But she's not thinking about it. She's thinking right now about this point here, how to set up a 3rd ball, and will it take a 5th?
6-4.
Beautiful flick there on one foot. She glides Xia.
Yingsha just making that look so easy.
I was just thinking the same thing in some senses in terms of physical fitness and conditioning. I don't know if you've ever seen professional arm wrestling, but it's not always the person with the most veins. Tactics matter, being relaxed.
I didn't actually realize that professional arm wrestling existed, Adam, so you have taught me something today.
Cool. Always happy to turn a new page. Good long push here into the middle. I bring that up because Xia is incredibly fit, but it's not glamour muscle, it's function muscle. She knows how to relax, she knows when to explode. Epic points. Sofia POLCANOVA in this rally. It was a tug of war throughout. She plays about 4 big shots in the beginning, and Xia staying there with her hand on the button of the controller. And then POLCANOVA goes the opposite way. Xia's like, how are you going to do me like that?
Yeah, so impressive. She brings herself back to within a single point of the defending champion. She's just been really confident as the Austrian, despite the Gulf in rankings, the obvious class of Yingsha. POLCANOVA has just hung on in there. She's played at her level.
8-6.
Yeah, she comes to the table every point with a sense of belief, a clear plan. Man, that's a good serve against most right-handed players. Xia is not most right-handed players. In the beginning of this match, it might have been effective, but few and far between.
9-6.
Malin there on the bench. Legend of the game has brought world champions to rise after 10 years of trying for some of the best in the game.
Seven, 9.
POLCANOVA still fighting, will not lie down on the job to come as close as she did. Was up 8-3 in game number 1. And in the business end of game number 2 was quite close. It's 7-8 down if I'm not mistaken. And then here, just 2 points behind with serves. Heavy spin to set up. Oh, another one. Again, trying to outspeed the fastest in the world. Why pick that fight? Quality shot from off the side of the table. Xia at the 3rd towel break sets up 2 match points to keep that pristine head-to-head record.
A look of frustration on Polcanova's face.
It's often just the margins. You allow a shot, you did something that you're like, just a little bit tighter, a little shorter, and this could be a different game.
Yingsha in straight games, her title defense intact. She marches on in Chongqing through to the round of 16, but credit must go to Sofia POLCANOVA, who put up an incredible fight. Not overawed by the world #1, the defending champion, and the 10,000 locals here shouting for Shasha, but just so impressive, the world #1.